There were a lot of questions, especially
Yeah.
after we saw some plumes of smoke earlier this morning, and it was working toward what we thought were structures.
Right. So we are going to get some answers right now. Gerry Perry is the Woodbury Fire Information Officer, and we really appreciate you joining us by phone right now. It appears like this fire is headed dangerously close to a community of homes. Gerry, please update us on what's going on.
Yes, good morning. Firefighters have been working through the night to erect barriers around the fire. One portion of what we do is what we call firing operations that are designed to block the areas of advance of the fire when it runs into burned fuels. Obviously, it can't burn anymore. So photographs we've seen earlier are up in the vicinity of Spring Creek, where fire managers have implemented some firing operations early this morning. They continue to smoke. There was a column coming out of there this morning. So those kind of things will be going on throughout the day in various places around the fire on the north and on the east side.
Let me ask you this, because there had to be some sort of trigger point where it reached yesterday when you immediately added those evacuations for folks living in that area. How close is it to the nearest home right now?
Well, those firing operations are close in conjunction to some structures, to some homes in there. They are pretty well north of the fire, several miles north of the fire, but again, fire managers are anticipating the wind today to be pushing the fire in that direction, so they're making some precautions to make sure we can protect structures up there.
And Gerry, we're looking at some live images. Of course, we can see a lot of smoke. We just saw an aircraft, I assume a tanker, headed in the direction of the fire. Is there much of a firefight going on the ground, and is the perimeter changing? Will there be a tactical transition as this fire spread overnight and as the winds continue to fuel this?
You know, we have on the ground 21 crews and 47 engines. Some of those were working last night through the night. We established a night operation to take advantage of what has been cooler weather and less fire activity. The last couple of nights have still been pretty active. Fire managers will add resources if we need them. You mentioned the tankers. Yesterday we had 5 air tankers drop loads of retardant on the fire on the east side. Firefighters can call those in as needed for those drops. Additionally, we have a number of helicopters who are dropping buckets of water to aid the firefighters in cooling spots on the fire down to slow its spread or stop its spread. So we have a lot of tools at our disposal. Fortunately, right now, there are not a lot of other fires going on around the west, so we have a lot of resources available to us, and fire managers have been able to order what they need, and as you've noticed from the numbers, our numbers of people involved in this fire have become greater, and eventually they'll become less, and we'll get a handle on it, but this has been a very complicated fire, largely because of the very extremely difficult terrain. You just can't put people in. We're talking about cliffy country that's more suitable for mountain goats than it is for humans, and so we have to back off to suitable, defensible terrain and trade space for time and take those actions to protect the values at risk.
All right, Gerry Perry, thank you very much for taking the time with us this morning. We have full confidence in you, and we wish you a lot of safety, especially as those firefighters continue this firefight.
Yeah, appreciate that.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you, Gerry, so much, and we hope to check in with you as this firefight continues.